So, hello everyone and welcome to Canterbury. Today I'm in one of these really interesting off the beaten track spots in the city, and we're just a 5-minute walk from the high street, so we are pretty central despite this being a quite bit of town. At the moment I'm in a place called Solly's Orchard, and just over there is a place called Abbots Mill, which is another really cool, interesting little part of the town that tourists don't normally go to. I really wanted to explore this slightly unusual, quieter spot of the city of Canterbury. We're right on the banks of the River Stour. It's a beautiful little garden area, very quiet, not much going on, but a very tranquil, calm, relaxed bit of town if you want to get away from the hustle and bustle of the high street. So let's have an explore of this interesting part of Canterbury. So, as you can see, the river is relatively high at the moment, the River Stour, because we've had a lot of rainfall this winter. It's been a very mild winter with very little snow but a lot of rain. And this building right in front is called the Blackfriars Monastery. So this was one of the main monasteries in the city before the dissolution of the monasteries happened in 1539. And in the background you can see the cathedral, Canterbury Cathedral, which is the main landmark really in the city, and the main tower is called Bell Harry. So it has a bell inside it that rings, obviously, and that's where it gets its name, Bell Harry. If you look down the river, you can see lots of ducks and people walking their dogs, people going out and about, getting some fresh air in this really beautiful little garden. So like I said, this is called Solly's Orchard, and I imagine this was an orchard related to the monastery when it was open, and it has probably retained that name. So monasteries were very wealthy organisations, they had a lot of money, and therefore they had a lot of land and things like that, so it's quite probable that this was attached to the Blackfriars Monastery when it was open. And that tall building with the pointy roof is the Marlow Theatre, which is the largest theatre in Kent. I'm now at the second part of this interesting off the beaten track spot in Canterbury, and this is called Abbots Mill Gardens, and this is a really fascinating piece of history in the town actually. What you can see behind me is what looks like a dam or a lock, but in actual fact this was part of an enormous water mill that used to grind corn and flour for the city of Canterbury. There was a 6-storey water mill on this site, and it stood here until 1933 when it burnt down as it was being repainted. And previous to that there had been a water mill on this site for over 800 years, so it's a very historic location, and that was the most modern or recent incarnation of the building, and that was built in 1792, and at the time and for many decades it was the second tallest building in the whole of Canterbury, after only the cathedral obviously, which is the tallest. Not only did this create a lot of jobs, employment and income for the city of Canterbury, but it was also a local landmark because it was such an enormous building. Now it's just this lock and this gardens area that they've created to commemorate what was once here. So there's a date on the bridge that goes over the dam, and it's from 1829. So I imagine this is where the main water mill wheels would have stood, because this is the point where the water is at its fastest. Yeah, so this is the area of St Radigan's in Canterbury, and that bridge over there is called St Radigan's Bridge. So you can see just how fast the river is flowing. Yeah, and it's quite high as well on the bridge. So let's walk down. We've got this lovely gardens with plants and trees here. And here is another small outlet for the water that feeds into the main part. And we've even got some swans, a family of swans it looks like. So crossing over the next bridge, you can see there are these two smaller, almost like canals or outlets, which would have served a function in the mill, I'm sure. Yeah, let's have a quick look at these birds. Got interesting river birds here, ducks, swans, preening themselves right on the riverbank here. Very beautiful birds. Here's the sign for the Abbots Mill Garden. And interestingly, there's this plaque here, and you can see this is what the mill used to look like. So it's a very big building, and you can imagine it would have been quite imposing in this part of the town. Also on the plaque you can see that this building here is called Mill House, and it was designed by a local architect in a similar style or design, albeit on a smaller scale, as the water mill, as a sort of tribute to the old building. And as you can see, there's a pub here called the Miller's Arms, and it's also a hotel, and it will have got its name from the proximity to the old watermill. It's a gastro pub, and I can see that it sells Guinness due to the hop, but also it's a Shepherd's Neame pub, which is a local brewery in Faversham, so it's selling local beers. And just down that street, St Radigan Street, you can see at the end there's another famous pub called the Dolphin. So a really beautiful part of the town, St Radigan's, and well worth checking out if you're visiting Canterbury. So here you can get a slightly better view of the lock and the River Stour. And on the left, that white building is the Mill House, which is now a residential building, but it is in the design of the old Abbots Mill. So if you are visiting Canterbury, I would 100% recommend coming to check out Solly's Orchard and the Abbots Mill. It's just a short walk away from the station and from the high street, and it's so beautiful, really relaxed, really chilled out, and just the sound of the water going through the dam is really relaxing and calming, and it's a nice place to spend a few minutes if you want to get away from the hustle and bustle of the high street of Canterbury, which can be very busy. Well, thank you very much for watching, I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, why not subscribe for more interesting content that might be up your street. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.